Manchester City and Newcastle. Not a lot, riding with this one. It's already 2-0. It's in the Etihad. Um, both teams are coming off Premier League defeats.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think for that reason, City will be more inclined to take this seriously and not do the classic Pep floating out of a B team. I think you're going to get a strong Man City side here. And I fully expect them to just kind of waltz through. I don't think that Newcastle is going to give them too much of a problem in this one, and they should be able to, play Arsenal in that final, which would be a hotly contested final because, as of right now, Arsenal are still on to win the quadruple.
Yes, and obviously we don't know if that is much of a real threat. Just based on you have to be really, really good to win the quadruple. I don't know if they are.
They are not. They will. I will bet you $150 they will not win the quadruple, and I'd be willing to go farther about that. But
yeah, I suspect. I suspect just a game, typical City game. They're dominating possession, creating chances. If Newcastle can smoke them on a counter or two, of course. They played a team with a similar approach last time out against Liverpool. Conceded 4. They're really missing Bruno G in the midfield. I feel like just of the way they play. If you're familiar with how they play, kind of just balls to the wall. Trying to press and win the ball back. It's a little more difficult without a guy like Bruno G, who's one of the best ball-winning midfielders out there in terms of just physicality, aggression, this and that.
They're so physical. So when they're missing both him and Joe Linton's out with injury right now. It's a completely different team because it's not a knock on Tonali, but I think he can't do this on his own.
Yeah.
Joe Willock and Jacob Ramsey are not physical enough to play the style of play that Eddie Howe wants to play, and I think that that's going to be quite an issue today. And FootMob has it listed that they won't start Voldemate again. I think you have to start him in a game like this because the wingers aren't quality enough to ask enough questions of Man City. You need to start your big-time strikers. I would like to see Visa play as well. You spent all that money on him in the offseason. Give him a start here when you need goals.
Yes. So that is that. We'll see how that goes later on today. Interesting to note that Newcastle are they're still defending that title. They won the Carabao Cup last year.
That is true, huh?
It's kind of goes under the radar just because Newcastle winning a trophy.
This is a fun year of trophy winners last year.
It was.
Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Liverpool.
PSG winning Europe.
And we're going to get Arsenal this time. Nice.
Yes.
You want to talk some Champions League, Andrew?
Sure. We can talk about this weekend's Premier League first.
Good call.
Yes. All right. First game that stands out to me this weekend is 5:30 a.m. Saturday between United and Tottenham. Big game for United, just because they've got 3 wins in a row, 2 away from 5. Those who know that means that guy's gonna cut his hair. And Tottenham are just looking for something domestically. They obviously had the great European form, but they also, they didn't really. They got a favorable draw.
They got a favorable draw, and they did what they were supposed to do.
We knew they got a favorable draw the day of the Champions League draw, and they took advantage of it. So, Solanke
through, not give years. I think they're probably still a Saturday.
Yeah, and then the second most notable, and this might be more notable than that, but another edition of City Pool. Another edition of City Pool taking place at Anfield. Guardiola, as we know, failed to beat Slot. Anfield. Guardiola, as we know, failed to beat Slot. It was fun. It looked like last year's Liverpool team for the first time this year, honestly. So
in the calendar year or over the course of the year?
Season.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's been that bad.
It's been very just weird.
Well, Guardiola always says about Anfield, the walls talk. When you're in the dressing room and it's built that way, and he's coached everywhere, having coached at Bayern and Real Madrid, Bayern, Real Madrid, or Bayern, Barcelona, Man City, he's seen it all, and the way he speaks about Anfield, like that man clearly has seen ghosts, and it'll be interesting to see if this is the City team to get over the hump. Because as I said on our show on Monday, if they cannot get a result here, I think the title race might be over.
I agree. They and Liverpool are just starting to get good form from some of their guys. Wirtz and Ekitike, they spent a lot of money on them. I mean, I don't know the exact number. It always seems to change. Liverpool fans will say it's less than it actually is. Other fans will say they spent $300 million between them. So the figure's somewhere.
Mookie Betts is here today playing in the tournament.
Yes.
John Henry.
John.
Thanks, man. I said I had to complain about it at least once.
Yeah, today is the 6-year anniversary of that trade.
It's a great day in my lifetime.
Yes.
Yeah. It's awesome.
The Mookie Betts trade.
This isn't a baseball show, so I can trade my complaining about John Henry to another time. But Wirtz and Ekitike, their class is starting to show. It's really cool because I thought Wirtz got a lot of very unfair criticism. I thought he was like, you could see it. He just wasn't giving you stats. And there is something about the stat culture, the 007 gimmick, that sometimes you just have to watch the game with your eyes and see the way a guy is dominating the game. So it's nice to see it finally translating to goals and assists, because him and Ekitike, that's like, as a 1-2 punch, that might be the most exciting in the league.
It's been rough. It's been rough for Liverpool relative to expectations, but like watching this almost, it puts you at ease, because it's just going to be hard to, consistently not see success with guys like this up top. And, a guy like Szoboszlai is on the verge of being extended. A guy like Gravenberch, he's only 24, 23.
It's
23
just
23 years old, and I mean,
he's just bossing the midfield.
He's so good. Yeah, it's just the future is bright. They're starting to get. We touched on it our last show. They're starting to bring in some younger center backs. They brought in Leone this summer. They brought in Jacques from Rennes, and then loaned him out immediately. But
that's what you should do, though.
It's a succession plan.
I'll put you on the spot here. Is Ekitike starting at the World Cup?
Right now, there's so much.
They're so talented.
Every team with Mbappe, there's just so much politics.
Come on, light him on fire. Why not?
I mean, remember they were both at PSG together, and all PSG fans say is Mbappe forced him.
Mbappe
forced him out.
I mean, and clearly he's quite the player.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Mbappe will finally give up on the striker gimmick. I think he's better on the wing anyway. So.
And that's like his position with France is like, I don't know where they would list him, but obviously Deschamps with Mbappe, it's just roll the ball out there and let Mbappe do what he wants, and it works on the international stage because he's one of the best to ever do it internationally. But he's got. I just wonder where he ranks among World Cup scorers already, and he's probably got.
He's gonna catch Klose by.
Probably gonna end up smashing that record.
He might. They play extra games now too.
Yeah.
So he like legitimately he could get it this year.
I think he would have gotten it either way, but
now he's really gonna get it.
He's really gonna get it, perhaps this year. And who's he catching? It's the German, I believe.
Miroslav Klose.
Yeah, Klose. So
he's closer to Klose's record, and I think he gets it in the next 2 World Cups. But yeah, it will be interesting to see if Ekitike starts. I would start him, but they have so many options. You really cannot go wrong.
Yeah. When we've talked World Cup, I kind of steered away from picking them to win, but it's hard to see them not winning it with just the attackers they have and their midfielders. It's weird because I feel like you have to account for current form, and a lot of English players are. And that's, it feels like everything should be aligned for England, but, almost all their top talents are just on poor form. Bellingham.
Palmer's been horrific since he came back from injury.
Saka.
Kane's in good form, but you have to take into account who he's playing.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Eze can't get game time anymore.
Eze's.
I guess their defenders are in good form. Yeah. Maguire might sneak his way onto the plane.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll definitely have more World Cup content as we get closer, but obviously with that in mind, we'll transfer discussion from that to
That was a good little play on words there.
other major tournament, Champions League. We've finally gotten done with the league phase. Look 1 through 8. The teams that will not, teams that are awaiting matchups include Arsenal, Bayern, Liverpool, Tottenham, Barcelona, Chelsea, Sporting,
I think that's the big shock for me.
and Manchester City. Madrid finished 9th, and I feel like we have to talk about the Madrid-Benfica ending. That was one of the coolest things I've seen.
Greatest game ever, maybe? Like, something about Mourinho, man.
They had 2 guys sent off. They bring up the keeper. And what a ball. It almost seems like situations like that always finds the keeper. You remember Alisson's goal against Brighton?
To get Liverpool Champions League.
It wasn't. It was,
I think it was Brighton.
West Brom.
West Brom.
Yes. And Lazio had a keeper score in the Champions League our freshman year.
Yeah, that's why
2 years ago.
that's why Millie Savage always has the out of position card in FIFA.
So yeah, and obviously the big headline is that qualified Benfica, but that also
knocked Madrid from
losing that match knocked Madrid down.
And they'll play again too.
They'll play them again. Knock out Mourinho. So
I think they might just win.
maybe.
Can I say like, is that?
And that's.
It might be a crazy
we'll
take.
Just hop right into it and start talking. We don't know what the winners of these ties who they'll end up playing. With like how the national tie-ins work, I don't think for example, Newcastle Carbag, the winner of that would play Barcelona or Chelsea. I don't think
they can't play Chelsea.
So they would play Barcelona.
Yeah.
And that would mean PSG.
But we're just gonna pick the first round. It's confusing. We'll get there eventually.
But we'll pick that, and then we'll kind of go through maybe the teams with the buys and kind of pick out a weakness and a strength. And
that works for me.
Maybe a reason why they'll win and a reason why they'll lose. But yeah, we'll
BVB Atlanta. Let's have it.
Atalanta versus Dortmund.
I think Dortmund's gonna win. They're very, very good in knockouts, and it's been that way for a while. They'll struggle in the league, and you'll be like, "Wow, they're like 5th in Bundesliga." And then they play insane knockout games, and they're able to win. And Atalanta has fallen in form. We discussed on Monday their game against Como, where they conceded 5 xG, somehow drew 0-0. But that's an alarming sign when you're about to go play Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah.
So I think Dortmund got quite a good draw here when you look at the teams that qualified. So I think Dortmund will go through. I don't think it'll be easy, but I think they will go through.
I like, yeah. It's kind of incredible to think Dortmund was in the Champions League final a couple years ago.
And nearly should have won it.
They blew so many chances in the first half of that match. Adeyemi was very wasteful, but it doesn't matter. I still rate Adeyemi. I rate a lot of their players. Just Schlotterbeck in the back. Kobel is a fine keeper.
It's a good team on paper, and just somehow they're losing to
Brandt, Adeyemi, Girassi in attack. That's
solid. Brandt might be a little bit over the hill, but sometimes you need older guys in these tournament style games.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a team that can't be slept on. They were eliminated last year by Barcelona, and that was without falling easily. They went 3-0 down in the first leg, and Girassi bagged a hat trick almost to get them through, but they ended up conceding. But
it's just not a team I would want to play. And if they are to win, they can't play Bayern, so it would be Arsenal. That could be a frisky matchup.
Perhaps, yeah.
Or Arsenal could, just blow them over 5-0. Yeah, but I'm choosing to believe it could be frisky.
Yeah. So I think we're both
pulled Dortmund on that one.
Yeah.
All right, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah. Next up, we have Benfica and Real Madrid. We were talking about their last match, and they're coming right back to it. 2 weeks from now are when these matches happening, Tuesday and Wednesday. But yeah, Benfica beat them. Madrid had 2 red cards, which those suspensions will take place in this first leg.
Mm-hmm.
Unless one of them was a straight red, then it'd be both legs. But yeah,
it should be a solid matchup. You mentioned it. I think the coaching advantage is going to be quite large in Benfica's.
It's crazy to say because I thought it was over for Mourinho, but
He's
in that first their first
they were just
meeting,
playing better.
it was a counter-attacking masterclass. 3 xG, 5 or they netted 4 goals, 33% possession. Just being less wasteful with their chances. Just feels like once again the only real threat for Madrid has been Mbappe. World Cup year Mbappe.
That's the way he likes it though.
Yeah, Bellingham has been poor at times. Too focused on the JB5 app. Arda Güler is
Moments too big, I think.
Valverde. I like Valverde, but he can't be your second or third best player.
And is
Vinicius
is Vinny washed at the big age of 25?
What I don't.
No, that's World Cup year Mbappe. It's also World Cup year Vinny.
Yes.
So he's starting to play how he does for Brazil.
Yes.
And Brazilians really do not like him because he plays poorly for the national team. So I think it's going to be a really interesting matchup. Benfica might be biting off more than they can chew, but you never know with a Mourinho-coached ball club. And the Madrid politics have been unbelievable lately. So
you see them before that Champions League match. They were trying to recreate the You ever see the video where they were all circled up?
Oh, they had 2017 Madrid.
Yeah, it was Zidane.
They tried to recreate that.
Well, the heart. I don't
This
know if
is.
they're like kicking about with the Ed Sheeran edit.
Oh yeah, come on now, follow my. Yeah. So
They're
this
nowhere
team
near
is
that
so
level.
disgraceful,
They're
man.
nowhere near that
I
level.
hope Benfica win. I'll just say it.
I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. I don't know. I still tend to lean Madrid over 2 legs.
I'll take Benfica. We'll go against each other on this one.
All right.
Frisky underdog. This is one I don't think either of us will go against each other.
No. Next up, PSG playing in the playoff for the second year in a row. Also playing against a French team. Last time out, they played, I don't remember if it was Lille or Nice.
I think it was Lille.
But they beat them 10-0 over. It was Brest.
Ah.
Brest. Shout out Carragher.
Yeah, Carragher and Thierry.
Yeah.
I
it
think
was 10-0 over 2 legs.
I think this might rival that one. I think we have a chance for it to get very spooky for Monaco.
Yeah. I don't think we need to talk about this one a lot.
Both of us view PSG as favorites, I think.
We both, last time talking about Champions League, we both, reiterated that there's still a formidable threat, a top favorite to win the competition. Similar to last year, it feels like just because they play in the McDonald's League, I'm not even going to call it Ligue 1, it's the McDonald's League.
It's Ligue 1 McDonald's.
They're able to rotate their squad, and it's truly a weapon. You're coming into these games with fresh Neves, fresh Dembele, assuming they're all fit.
And you look to their possible next round if they win, and Barcelona's in a title race against Madrid. They can't rotate. Chelsea are battling for top 4, and that's just to get back to the Champions League. So they will be at an advantage.
Yeah. So, yeah, I really like their outlook, and I just think what they do, they just suffocate teams. Their wingers are able to track back. Even everyone tracks back. Everyone presses. They always almost have most of the ball. They always it's crazy good squad building, having wingers that are so valuable in the attack, creating chances. Kavicha is one of the most underrated players in the world.
So good.
Dembele is the Ballon d'Or winner.
And I love Barcola. Doué and Barcola is your 3 and 4. Okay.
Yeah, so
you can see what Newcastle is trying to cook.
yeah.
But Elenga can't really play the Dembele role, unfortunately.
Yeah, and they drew in the last match day, but
they dominated. They dominated, and somehow the game was a draw, is how I would phrase that.
Yeah. So we'll
both going PSG on that one? Yeah.
Next up, 4th on the final side on the left side of this bracket, Galatasaray and Juventus. Both teams got tough away days in here. Cause,
This is gonna be gnarly.
yeah, this is.
It's basically who can like be the most formidable on the road.
Yeah, and I am having a difficult read on this. The winner of this would play Liverpool or Tottenham, which
I think it's a good matchup for both of those teams.
yeah. Liverpool lost to Galatasaray in league play.
Yeah, but I'm under the impression that it's really hard to beat a team twice, and then they would technically have to beat them over the course of 3 games because if they had the first game where they won, they'd have to repeat it.
Yeah.
I think that would be really difficult to do. And I also kind of think Juventus is a bad matchup for them. Juventus loves to push people up the pitch. They should be getting Yildiz back by the time the Galatasaray game is going on. That would be a little, return to home. He's from Turkey.
We both love Yildiz.
What'd you say?
We both love Yildiz.
Yeah, Yildiz is unbelievable. McKennie's been great as like a shadow striker that Allegri's playing him underneath. And Juventus they're strong at the back as Italian teams always are. So I think I like Juventus in this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if Galatasaray were to win because it's just such a hard place to play.
Yeah.
They're going to be on damage control. If Juventus lose by 1 on the road, they'll be very happy.
I agree, and the beauty of this sport is you win 1-0 away, and you're just going home, and you're playing the most low block, 10 guys in the box. I love Champions League football.
It truly brings the worst out of people. It's hilarious. But yeah. So who do you have in that one?
I'm leaning Juve.
All right, yeah. I see it. They're a superpower. They're built for tournament style football. It'll be very interesting.
All right, moving to the other side of the bracket. A lot less formidable sides.
What a joke of a draw if Arsenal were to get these 2 teams, by the way.
Yeah, or Bayern, honestly.
Yeah, just of course those 2 teams.
Bayern or Arsenal would beat these teams 8-0 over 2 legs.
Yeah, I agree.
Olympiacos against Leverkusen. Leverkusen have been just completely gutted.
Horrific.
It's like, is anyone left from Grimaldo?
Yes.
If they can get free kicks near the box, they have a chance.
They do. That is
Grimaldo's
true.
the best ever at that. And they've been gutted. Last window was really the finishing touches on that.
This is my big upset pick, by the way. I think Olympiacos is going to win. I think it's going to be really hard to play in Greece, and they're here for a reason. They're a tough ball.
I just remember them putting in terrible performances throughout the Champions League, and then out of nowhere they win at the Etihad.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Oh, okay, guys. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, City the past couple of years have just been funny with just the most random, terrible results you'll see.
Bodo Glimt, they lost 4-1 on the road.
They lost last year. They lost 4-0 in league to Tottenham, who finished 16th.
Yes, they avoided relegation by 2 spots.
They lost 4-0 at home.
So yeah, I'm going Olympiacos as my major upset pick. I don't think it matters in the grand scheme of things because both these teams will be getting waxed by whoever they face in the next round, whether it be Bayern or Arsenal. But it'd be cool for them to be able to say they won a knockout game. So.
And if anything, having the Greek side pulled through it's at least a little interesting away day.
Yeah, Saka walking into Olympiacos.
Yeah.
He's shivering down his spine.
Yes.
Are you going to go with Bayern or Olympiacos?
I'll go with Olympiacos. Just
wow, joining me on the
vibes.
I just think it would be cool. That's one of my favorite parts about Champions League is you're seeing these incredibly big teams play against some of the most random sides you've ever seen in your life. So if we get 2 legs of Olympiacos Arsenal, that would be awesome. 2 legs of Olympiacos Bayern, that would be awesome just to see the environment.
Yeah, next up we have Inter and Bodo Glimt, and I feel like you can't discount what Bodo Glimt are. They were Europa League semifinalists last season.
Hard place to play too.
And you just mentioned they mauled City. So
yeah.
Inter can't take them lightly, even though it's Inter have kind of rebuilt themselves to. I don't know if European giant is the right word, but they've made
Dortmund year, and then it was Inter sandwiched between those. And granted, their result against PSG was brutal, but I think they kind of faced a buzzsaw. They were the better team against City, in my opinion.
Yeah,
just kind of hard done to lose to a really nice Rodri strike. So
Yeah.
I think they're going to go business as usual here.
Yeah, I agree. They've been a machine. It's the cycle of every other year where they're dominating Serie A.
We are in that cycle. They are
Which means next year
they are
Napoli
cooking.
will dominate Serie A.
Congratulations to Napoli. You know, one year it might be AC Milan, but just not this year.
We'll be seated for the Pulisic Player of the Season.
No, they're going to give it to Larturo for scoring goals against Cremonese.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Inter on this one. I believe you are as well.
Yes. And them getting City.
Spooky.
It'd be something that I would like to see in maybe a later round, but I also feel like I would like some. I guess these are round of 6. Whatever that round.
This would be 16.
So in the 16 where you have, some good. And obviously last year, unfortunately for myself, that top matchup in the round of 16 was PSG and Liverpool.
But from a neutral perspective,
That was entertaining.
it felt like the winner of that was going to win it all, and
I mean, that's we talked about that last year. It's just I could not reiterate how terrible that was for Liverpool to get who I thought was the hottest team in the competition.
and it still went to pens.
Still went to pins. If Liverpool would have won, that would have been a very big scam because PSG out XG'd them by like 4. Liverpool's midfield just had never been dominated like that.
It was like an eye-opening thing. How good João Neves and João Paulinho and Vitinha. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. All those Portuguese demons. But I've got an Inter in that one. You have Inter in that one. I think we might be headed for yet another one-sided one. I think this is a really good draw for Newcastle.
Yeah. Somehow, Quarbag, they qualified for the playoff, and they are confidently the worst side I've seen Liverpool play in a while. The last match.
They suck. Newcastle's going to beat them like 10-0. We really don't even have to spend too much time on this.
Last match week, Liverpool beat them 6-0, and it was deserved. 6 goals on 6 XG.
Van Dijk was playing striker.
Van Dijk had 3 assists. Van Dijk was making 4. It's like FIFA when you're up by a lot, so you start LV passing with your center backs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is
Like, let's end the game as fast as possible. And he just found himself up ahead and assisting goals.
Yeah.
I think Newcastle will starch them quite easily, and
St.
that would
James
set up a
Park
very
later.
fun Newcastle Barcelona/Chelsea.
Yeah, their match in St. James Park earlier this season was quite fun.
Incredible. Marcus Rashford came on and
vintage.
Need some of that. If Quarbag somehow scam this and are able to get a win and we don't get that, I'll be quite sad.
Yeah.
But they won't.
Our last playoff tie is between Club Brugge and Atletico. Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, there is that year where they got smoked by Llorente.
Yeah.
And so it's a much weaker side. Liverpool dominated them at Anfield, regardless of what the scoreline indicates. Of course, it was Llorente scoring a worldie to make it close, but I just don't want to see them.
I wouldn't want to see them, but I think you will handle them regardless. I think Liverpool got a really good draw. I was debating picking Club Brugge in this one just because Atleti have been in bad form, but I think Atletico is just they're a team you really don't want to play in a knockout stage.
Simeone.
If they get one goal, if they go ahead by 1 goal, you will see 11 players behind the ball.
And
I got Atleti.
Flashback to that match week 1 between Liverpool and Atletico.
They did it from the start.
All-time Simeone rattled when Liverpool scored that winner, and I remember he was trying to fight fans.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
So funny.
Probably not funny from an Atleti perspective, but third party, big fan.
Yeah, Liverpool going out to Atletico that year was so funny because similar to last year, the whole vibe was it's like, oh, we lost. We're gonna win the league anyway. Who cares?
Yeah, pretty much.
There's a YouTube thumbnail from one of the I forget the name of the might have been like the Red Mint or
that's one of the Liverpool fan channels.
But and like all the fans, they're walking out and they're like, it's okay. It just kind of speaks to. I think Liverpool fans are quite funny.
Oh no. Anyway, that was legitimately that like.
Going out to PSG is frustrating, and a lot of the frustration from it just come afterwards because Arne Slot is milking that so hard every time.
We lost to an incredible team.
And now
well, we lost.
He's brought the rage bait to a new level. If you
He's hit a sensitive subject for you.
He talked about. I thought they'd be more grateful that I won them their second league title in 30 years.
Oh,
And then there was
truth
the one where
nuke.
it's like, well, we're in the Champions League. You know, we made it through the Champions League once again. Just crazy because the year before I took over, they lost 3-0 at home to Atalanta in the Europa League.
Maybe this is like his way of humbling Liverpool fans.
It
I
is.
don't think I'd say that to my fan base personally.
It is. He's obviously threatened. Feels threatened, but
Well, yeah, because he's dropping a stinker in the league right now.
so it's okay. They're not gonna
Um,
sack him, and there's not a better option readily available. So we just gotta ride with him.
Not feeling Xabi Alonso.
I don't think he's that much better.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Liverpool legend, though, bring him back. Do you want to do some strengths and weaknesses?
Yeah, we got the top 8. We'll just go 1 through 8 in terms of. So why would Arsenal win this competition? I think it's pretty certain, pretty clear.
Their defense is rock solid, and that matters in these types of things.
Mm-hmm.
They are a tough team to play. They have a lot of mental toughness. It's a core group. They have an identity.
There's flashes of brilliance in the attack.
Their squad is worth a ton.
Yeah.
They have guys who have done it on this level.
If you look on the other side, why they lose, the flashes of brilliance in the attack is definitely, they play a team that's composed on the ball. If you look at the Liverpool game at the Emirates, where Liverpool were very comfortable on the ball at times, and if Liverpool didn't have, all their strikers injured, I feel like there would have been more chance creation, but they're just kind of hoping someone would get on the end of balls to the middle when there's no striker.
I also think they have
of course it's going to require one of a kind. Like, you're not going to be able to replicate what Liverpool did in that performance with just regular anybody's, because it was masterful from Wirtz, it was masterful from McAllister, it was masterful from Gravenberch. Van Dijk was vintage. So it requires individual brilliance. I think that'd be their downfall, is if they get out individual brilliance. Similar to how they fell out to PSG last year with Dembele, Mendes, Hakimi.
I also think they have a tendency to be a little bit rattled, and I think that could be quite a problem. And my final issue is I think they're really susceptible on the counter. If they play a team that has an identity, a game that sticks out to me, I think they played United first game of the season, under Amorim when they were terrible, and United looked like the better team because they just pushed on the counter, and Arsenal had no idea how to cope with Brian Mbeumo in space.
Yeah.
And when that turns into Ousmane Dembele, Olise, Yamal, I think that could be quite a problem for them. But I think you could definitely make the case that they are the front runner.
Yeah, I agree.
So what will be the reason that Bayern can win it all?
I think you have to look at their attack, just in general. Olise, Kane. Wonder when, if. I just haven't followed a lot of what Musiala is up to.
He scored in their last Champions League game, so he's back in a vacuum. They have been giving him run. But I don't think he's fully fit yet.
So yeah, I'm excited to see what they can do with him, because they have been brilliant at times in the attack with who they have: Olise, Kane,
Diaz.
Diaz, Leonard Carl, this whole.
You're embarrassing. Kane has been incredible. When very, very good for Bayern Munich. Alternatively, I think if they are to lose, I think their defense could rear its ugly head.
Yeah.
A lot of, I don't like to
just a
classify
lot
it, but a lot of bozo genes on the defense.
They have good players. It's Bayern, but yeah, it's Upa Maguire. Davies is
He gets caught napping a lot.
Yeah, and so they can definitely find themselves in a match like how they got blitzed by Arsenal, where they're dominating possession and they just get absolutely fried on counters a couple times, and then they're really, everyone complains about it, but it's why they do it. It's why teams do it. 10 guys,
It works.
math.
Teams win.
It's math.
Ask Jose Mourinho. His teams did it for like 10 years. So yeah, I think like this is probably one of the better sides. There's definitely some bad matchups as a well. Boy, do I have. We'll get to them, but
Yeah.
so
third,
what?
Third finishing in the table is Liverpool, which is kind of shocking to me. I don't know how they finished third after losing 4-1 at home to PSV, but that's behind us.
Ricardo Pepi.
And I look at Liverpool's chances of winning. I feel like it has to do with a technical, specifically technical brilliance with their players. Gravenberch, I can talk about him and his ability. McAllister starting to get under his his feet underneath him. They're able, when they're firing on all cylinders, they're able to just play 1-2s up the pitch. Verts is able to connect with Ekitike. He's able to connect. Frimpong being fit would be huge, just because Frimpong on the wing is just devastating, and it allows you to put Salah inside forward. And it's funny because you talk about the technical brilliance. Salah just does not have that right now. It'd be nice.
He's the anti-Wirtz.
He's yeah. If they can get him to raise his level to what it was last season, they definitely have a chance, because when they play these teams that aren't in low blocks and smoking them on counters, they don't really concede that many chances. They just no one plays them like that. But in the Champions League, teams
Don't know that for some reason.
Teams they're just not inclined to do that. They want to go out and win the match themselves. So it'll just be interesting to see how that furthers on. And I think the thing that'll stop them is they're just not very they don't know how to dominate games all the time. There are matches where the press is just very susceptible, or they're susceptible out of possession, this or that, and they're not creating chances, coming out very flat. So, and I feel like that's kind of managerial.
I agree. I think I would say that they can win because they have guys who have done this before. They have an established team, dudes who have dominated in Europe like Ekitike and Wirtz, who know these teams, know how they play, championship DNA with Van Dijk, Salah, McAllister has done it on the world stage and in the Champions League and domestically. There's a lot of winners on this team. I think what might let them down, and this is not to say I think Liverpool, in my opinion, has a top 2 chance of winning it all, just because these teams don't know how to play against slot ball. But I think what might let them down is their wingers. I don't think they have enough tenacity off the wing. I think Gakpo and Salah, in comparison to the rest of the team, are a little mediocre at the moment. So I think if they run it into a team...
I think it's paramount that Frimpong be fit.
Yeah. If they run into a team that just says...
They were... I feel like that's where Frimpong definitely comes into play, because Frimpong, and that Arsenal match, Frimpong, that's not pacey. Frimpong will just do his little...
kick it and run.
Kick it ahead, and he's so short that he just ducks under your ability to... You have to foul. Tottenham.
Why can Tottenham win? Can I start with this one?
Yes.
Because technically every team can win the Champions League.
Yes.
And that's why Tottenham can win.
They are in it.
They have a bye.
They have qualified. They have... Yeah. They've handled business thus far. Looking at their Champions League fixtures. Slavia Prague. They beat Dortmund 2-0 home. It's a good result.
Yeah. Copenhagen.
They lost 5-3 to PSG. Sounds about right.
They scored 3 on PSG.
They also conceded 5. Villarreal.
I don't know why they can't win. Among other things, they start Draguzin at center back every week, and he is not good enough for this level. I think you can say that about a lot of players on their team.
Yeah, I mean, I'd start with the. I don't think I think Vicario.
You can work your way all the way up the team pretty much and avoid like 3
Vicario,
players.
I think that goes underrated with a lot of these top sides is that their keepers are capable of having man of the match performances.
Not this one.
Allison in the Champions League last year. Neuer is Neuer. Arsenal's just so dominant defensively, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Could put you in the cage.
Yeah.
Get a couple clean sheets.
So.
There you go. Reason they can't win. They're just not good enough.
Yeah. 5th, Barcelona. They can win because they have Rafinha and Yamal.
And Lewandowski, who's low-key been like, he's had a little bit of a renaissance here.
Yes. I think it's as simple as that. Those are 2 of the best players in the world on the wings.
And to mention their midfield is also stacked.
Yes. I think where they could get caught up is playing a
high line,
physical, a Newcastle that will bring it. That could definitely be problematic for them. It's cost them in past campaigns with, obviously different personnel, but structure the same. We're trying to dribble past you and tiki-taka, this and that.
And you're just hacking us down.
Yeah.
I think that, and I also think the high line could get them caught a little bit. Julian Nagelsmann loves to run the high, or Hansi Flick loves to run the high line. When it doesn't work, it really doesn't work.
The open match against Inter, that's kind of how they would fall.
And like you mentioned you mentioned it. A lot of these teams have elite goalkeepers. I don't know if Joan Garcia is elite enough.
I like him a lot.
I like him a lot too. I just don't know. One of my favorites though. I think probably a top 3 team that I think can win it.
6.
Chelsea.
Looking at why they can win it, they've done it. They won the Club World Cup. They've done knockout football with what they have right now. Palmer put on a heck of a run. So did João Pedro in that.
They technically could still get new manager bump.
Squad depth. Jury's still on Rosinha, but let's say that he is.
The Bridge is a hard place to play. They always get pretty favorable reffing there. There is talent in the team. Caicedo and Enzo's possibility for the best double pivot in the world, with how good they have both been this season in form.
I think
a combo of those 2 is in the Champions League is not it.
Sometimes just concede in shambolic fashion.
Yeah, and their defense kind of stinks. I don't know. This attack and defense is not as good as their midfield.
They're very hot and cold, and I feel like if you look at their past results, they're conceding quite a bit. So they're gonna need Palmer to bring the juice.
Yeah, they're gonna have to win games like 5-4.
Palmer and Pedro. 7th place, Sporting. I don't know how they're in this position. They have spawned in a new Gyökeres. Suarez, who has
They beat PSG.
18 goals in
Wow.
league. I love their attacking midfielder.
Pedro Goncalves.
It's very nice with it. I guess
good attack, hard place to play, and they have a bye. They have the same reasons that they can win as Tottenham does.
Yeah, if they can win it, so can Tottenham, and so Tottenham can win.
They beat PSG already. That's got to be good for something.
Yeah, Suarez scored twice. They
had 25% possession.
25% possession and had 3 big chances. That PSG 0 big chances. That is what I call counterattacking masterclass. So
they can counterattack.
They could put on a Harambal masterclass, and Mourinho did it with Portuguese side.
It can happen again.
Yeah, why not?
And they can't win because they're not talented enough, which I feel like we've been saying a decent amount, but it actually isn't the case, top to bottom.
Here.
Ooh, this is a fun one to cap it off.
Yes. Manchester City, they can win it because
Pep's really good.
Pep is very smart, and they have Haaland, and they have Rodri, and they've got Cherky, Semenyo. They've got threats.
Donnarumma, who's done it before.
They've got threats. and they can dominate matches. They've beaten top sides. They can end up frizzing out because they're shaky. I mean,
They're
I wouldn't even say
inconsistent
that,
too.
yeah. It's just their shakiness will just come back to bite them at the most. Just inopportune times where whatever it might be. Just you look at how they went out last season, just giving the ball away in terrible spots, this or that, getting smoked on counters. It's not as well oiled of a machine as Pep teams usually are, and so that can definitely come back to bite them. But if they do, get that machine nice, they fix out all the broken parts, at least patch it up. I love what they could do in a knockout setting.
Yeah, they're a team that's been there before. It's a lot of the antithesis that has won the Champions League. Pep has done it in multiple stops. I rate his brilliance. They'll probably have the best manager in almost every single game, which also can't go without saying. But they are susceptible to the Bozo performance. I'm not completely sold on their center back pairing while we're at it. So I worry about them defensively, but they definitely have the ability to get it.
Yeah. So that's the overview on the top 8. We kind of went through all the other sides. Do you have a clear-cut favorite right now?
I do not have a clear cut. There's teams I like. I think PSG can win. I think Arsenal can win. And I think Barcelona can win. Those are my top 3 I'll give you.
If I had to give you top 3, I would say PSG, Arsenal, and Barcelona. I'll throw in Liverpool 4th and City 5th because I think they're kind of the same team.
Yeah, I think I agree with that sentiment.
So, yeah. I think that's all we've got.
I think that's all we've got. A special edition of Across the Pond.
Champions League football. We'll be back from radio on Monday at
normal time slot.
So I appreciate you guys.